Hey guys, Cam here from PhoneDog.com, and I wanted to bring you a video to compare the most interesting two personal assistants on the market today, both of which claim to have lots of personality and to give you amazing added functionality to your experience of using a device. And these two, of course, are Cortana and Siri. They've both been given names to suggest that they might be partly human, but I wanted to test to see how good an assistant each of them was. And so what I did was I made a list of the things that I would want a personal assistant to do, as well as some basic stuff that a voice control system needs to do on a smartphone, and see which one suits me best. Now, it's worth noting before I delve into this challenge that Siri has been around a lot longer than Cortana. It was launched in 2011 with the iPhone 4S and was in beta mode for at least a year before they brought it out and made it an official product, even though it had been out for ages. But anyway, let's get straight into this challenge. So first up, my assistant has to be productive and it has to enable me to make phone calls.
Call Eloise.
Which phone number for Eloise?
Mobile.
Calling Eloise, mobile.
Call Eloise.
All right. Who would you like to call?
Eloise.
Sure. Which one?
Now, what I found here with Cortana was actually it didn't always understand every name that I stated. My wife's name, for instance, it seemed to always have trouble with. But Cortana can make phone calls for you if you have a name that's easy for it to understand. I also wanted to test if they would both send a message.
Text Rebecca.
Okay. Send a text to Rebecca Watt.
And also that means for communication I need it to be able to send emails as well.
Send an email.
To whom shall I send it?
Rebecca.
What's the subject of the email?
Test.
What would you like me to put in your email?
Just testing Siri for my video. Full stop.
Here's your email message to Rebecca Atwood.
Send an email. Email Rebecca.
Now, with the email challenge, Siri coped really well. It made an email template very quickly. It asks you for the contact name, then the subject, and then the field, and then you can just send it right from within the Siri user interface. But I tried wording it a few different ways with Cortana, asking it to send an email, and instead it always kept bringing me up a web search. So that didn't work for me with Cortana. But I also need my assistant to find out information, whatever that may be. It could be a simple arithmetic sum, or it could be finding different information on various things.
What's 3.6 times 1532.3?
Looking. Okay, I found this.
What's 3.6 times 1532.3? What's the tallest building in the world?
Checking. Okay, I found this.
Burj Khalifa.
And if I did have a personal assistant, you can be sure that I would ask her or him to book me a restaurant every now and then.
You find me an Italian restaurant nearby.
Okay, one of these Italian restaurants looks fairly close to you.
Book me a table.
I'm sorry, I can't make restaurant reservations in the United Kingdom.
Here are 3 Italian restaurants near you.
Book a table.
All right. Here's travel.
But the assistant also needs to be able to remind me to do things and make sure I keep on top of all my tasks. So it has to be able to set reminders.
Remind me to write my speaker review tomorrow.
Here's your reminder for tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Next time I call Adam, remind me to tell him about the accessories.
You want to be reminded when you talk to Adam. Which one?
Adam or Am?
Alright. Next time you talk to Adam or Am, I'll remind you to tell him about the accessories.
And this is where the comparison swings slightly in Cortana's favour. With Cortana you can actually produce and make contextual reminders. So what that means is you can tell Cortana to remind you that next time you are on the phone to a certain person to tell them a certain thing. And of course, what's a personal assistant without personality? They need to be able to tell jokes.
Tell me a joke.
Let me think. No, can't think of one.
Please tell me a joke.
Lord Vader, get serious. Ha ha.
Knock knock.
Knock knock. Who's there? Doris. Doris who? Door is open, come on in.
They need to be able to communicate with me and to chat with me on a personal level.
Who created you?
Like it says on the box, I was designed by Apple in California.
Come on, Chief. I can't give away all of my secrets.
Are you real?
No comment.
If I'm not, you have an imaginary friend.
Who's your daddy?
You are. Can we get back to work now?
That'd be Bill Gates. No big deal.
It's important for a personal assistant also to be able to keep me up to date with what's going on around me. So that could be the weather.
It sure looks like it's going to rain tomorrow.
Not entirely certain. Here's the forecast for tomorrow.
Or anything that I'm interested in.
Tottenham Hotspur had their way with Aston Villa by a score of 3-0 on the 11th of May 2014.
And this is again where Cortana comes out quite well, because it learns as it goes along. It kind of takes information from you, a little bit like Google now does. It kind of learns your interests, what teams you follow, what sports you follow, and instead of you having to ask it, it shows you within the Cortana interface and you can just scroll through it. Now some of these you can do with iOS within the notification center, but it won't show you that within Siri. But still, if you actually want to read or learn or ask a specific question to do with sport, Siri still comes out with the best information.
Looking up Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale had 15 goals last season.
Most of the things that you do with Siri are done within the user interface and won't go outside of that to another app unless you specifically need it to. And of course, the digital assistant I think needs to be able to launch apps on your phone.
Open dark sky. Launch Facebook.
Sure thing. Opening Facebook.
And I also would like them to be able to give me directions to somewhere that I'm planning to travel next.
Getting directions to Buckingham Palace. Starting route to Buckingham Palace. Head northeast on Etterby Road.
Which one do you want?
Try the closest one.
Okay, getting you directions to Buckingham Palace.
Now, like I mentioned at the start of the video, Siri's been around a lot longer, and you can certainly tell when you're using it that the experience is a lot more polished, a lot more fluid. It doesn't feel as buggy, and it can do a lot more within the actual app or the interface itself. Cortana is still very much in its infancy, but its potential is huge. It's not far off being what Siri is now in my mind, and in some ways it can do things better, a little bit like Google now does. But as for actually using a personal assistant and actually using it day to day for the tasks that I need to use it for, Siri actually was a better option because it recognized my wife's name, because it can send an email without thinking I'm asking for a web search, because it can tell me all the sports information that I specifically ask for without, again, going on a web search and trying to make me find it for myself. So in the end, Siri certainly seems like a better option right now, but I don't think it'll be too long before Cortana catches up. You may disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. You can use the comments to tell me what you think of both of them, or you can use Twitter. I'm at phonedog_cam. I will see you again soon.